This is an outrageous injustice. It followed a secret trial with no indication of any evidence against Jason whatsoever. There's a lot more that we don't know than we do know. We don't know what charges he's been convicted of. We know nothing about a sentence.
And that was Washington Post foreign editor Douglas Jael talking about jailed Washington Post reporter Jason Rezaian. He's now been convicted of espionage charges and could face 20 years in prison. Now, the Washington Post Tehran bureau chief was arrested almost 15 months ago for allegedly collecting confidential information and giving it to hostile governments, as well as writing a letter to President Obama acting against national security of Iran and numerous other completely vague charges. Last month, Iranian President Hassan Rouhani hinted that he was open to the idea of a prisoner exchange, but so far, no steps have been taken to bring such an exchange about, while Tehran has failed to provide any details about Rezaian's conviction. The following is a statement that was issued by Martin Barron, Washington Post executive editor, early this morning. The guilty verdict announced by Iran in the trial of Washington Post Jason Rezaian represents an outrageous injustice. Iran has behaved unconscionably throughout this case, but never more so than with this indefensible decision by a revolutionary court to convict an innocent journalist of serious crimes after a proceeding that had folded in secret with no evidence whatsoever of any wrongdoing. For now, no sentence has been announced. Now, both Rezaian and the Washington Post deny the accusations. Rezaian is a dual citizen of both the United States and Iran. Will his dual citizenship help or hurt his chances if he goes for an appeal, Joe?
Well, Iran does not recognize the dual citizenship part. They only treat him as an Iranian, right, during this so-called trial, which was behind closed doors. No evidence was presented. This is all about leverage. I'd hate to say it. This has nothing to do with it. The irony here is that they said that this is from the Iranian president. He was, quote, spying on Iran's nuclear programs. I didn't know they had nuclear programs. I thought it was all for peaceful purposes. You just gave it away, pal.
Oh, no. They didn't say nuclear war making. They just said nuclear
energy.
And nuclear is nuclear energy. That's always been their pitch.
And we don't have nuclear energy, so we'd need to spy so that we know how to get nuclear energy.
Well, my question is how a reporter from the Washington Post could get anywhere near a nuclear energy program. But
well, a reporter wouldn't, but if he was a spy, he probably could go out and...
You brought this up earlier. Sure. You said, what if he's a spy?
What if he is a spy? I mean, you know, that's the reality of a lot of these things that we see going on over there, and I think the American public needs to realize that, you know, the intel community does have spies. We do have people that go out there and work for us and do things, and it's always a possibility.
But if it's a spy, you wouldn't choose the Tehran bureau chief, somebody who is such a public figure, or maybe that throws off the scent.
Maybe that's exactly
you would know better than I would.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think in the end it's all about, Rouhani, the Iranian president, hinted that this is all about a prisoner swap. Look, nothing more. And we could have negotiated for him, though, during the Iran deal.
That's what I wondered. That was my question.
The thing. Yeah,
why didn't we negotiate when we were doing this Iran deal to get him free?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, those are the things that, like...
Well, I'll devil's advocate. Go ahead and
sure. I mean, well, you have, like, you know, you had the hikers that were on the Iranian border that just happened to be there. I mean, who goes hiking there? I don't know, except for maybe somebody who's spying. But the reality is, you know, these are such touchy subjects when it comes to admitting whether or not somebody was a spy that it seems like back in the day they were much quicker to admit that somebody was, or they would just quickly work out covertly a swap because everybody's spying on everybody.
Right? Yeah.
Now it's like social media has ruined everything as far as, you know, doing deals under the table a lot of the times, and I think the spy industry has been hurt by that.
Well, you know, it is interesting. I mean, first of all, we don't know what happened in that courtroom, and we're not going to, because it's actually illegal in Iran to disclose anything that takes place in one of these secret revolutionary courts. So we're never going to know what kind of charges, if any, were lodged. I will, however, as I said earlier, devil's advocate about not including this in the nuclear deal. I actually do get that. The last thing Iran's going to do is lose face in that kind of a bargaining situation. And I don't really know who we have. I don't know if we have anybody that we could have put in there. But I've been saying this all along. I may be wrong, I may be right. I think we will see Mr. Rezaian home within the next 4 to 6 months. And I felt that was going to be the case even. And I think whoever we have that they want will also be going home too.
Then you go
this
back,
exchange will happen.
You go back to the Cuban Missile Crisis, right? And,
yes.
and the way we negotiated that
exactly
was
right.
Bobby Kennedy behind closed doors saying, okay, we'll take our missiles
in Turkey.
Turkey.
That's right.
If,
but we can't tell
this.
anybody now.
What about
we'll
never disclose it?
That's right.
What about
the
the longest held hostage in American history, which is a former FBI agent that we've never heard about?
That's true.
Nothing.
Well, explain. Where is he?
Well, we do know that. I think we know now that he's being held in Iran, but we just nobody's worked. I mean, shouldn't that be somebody that we're looking at before we make moves?
But that kind of goes to your point. It kind of makes you wonder. Maybe he really is a spy. I don't know.
Potentially.
So there you go. Well, what do you think about the imprisonment of Jason Rezaian? Go to newsmaxtv.com/comments to let your voice be heard. Coming up next, an Army hearing recommends no jail time for Sergeant Bo Bergdahl. You don't want to miss that.